This is everything that I do to get my skin looking like this. Let's go. So how do you get skin like mine? That is one question that everybody keeps asking me. So I think I'm going to do a video on it. I didn't want to do this video because there's so many questions that come with answering the question. For example, everybody's skin type is different. Everybody's reaction to certain ingredients is different. So I'm just going to do a blanket answer on what I do to maintain my skin, because I'm sharing my skincare routines on my feed, but somehow it's not really landing and people still ask me the same thing. So I'm going to keep it really generic and just show you the steps that I do that I ensure to keep my skin healthy, dewy and bouncy. So I've cleansed my face. As you can see, it looks really dry, matte. And so this is how it looks. I used the Mixing Foaming Cleanser. I had makeup on earlier today, so I actually double cleansed with the Elemis Cleansing Balm, which is one of my favorites. And then, like I said, I use the Mixing Foaming Gel Cleanser. After I've cleansed my face, I always go in with a toner pad. So there is a number of different varieties that I use, as you can see, but majority of them are to do with exfoliation. This is the strongest, which I love. I love this one because of the ingredients. It has tranexamic acid, BHA and PHA, which is a big concoction of all different acids that are going to exfoliate the skin. That is removing all the dead skin cells and helping me my skin cells renew faster, so all my dark marks can pretty much just disappear quicker, if that makes sense. What I will advise though, this says daily exfoliating pads. I wouldn't recommend anybody using this daily. I would suggest that you use it 2 to 3 days in a row, but watch how your skin reacts. If your skin starts feeling sensitive or it starts feeling tender, stop. And that means you need to stop for a couple of days, let your skin rebuild, then start again. If you're new to this, you've never used this before, I would recommend using it 1 day, skip a day, next day, skip a day, just to get your skin to build its tolerance. And if that again is sensitive and it's causing really sensitivities and irritation to your skin, then skip 2 days, then use it. So that's the strongest. Another one that I really like is the Dr. Dennis Gross ones. These I actually like. These are similar to this, however, they don't have tranexamic acid and I can't remember, and I think PHAs. I think this is AHA and BHA exfoliating pads. These are okay. I find that because of the price, they're quite expensive, so I don't use these every day. I really mize them because they are expensive, and I don't feel like they're as potent as these ones. And this you get about, is it 60 pads? And it's £40, which I think is definitely more cost effective than these. But these equally are good. I like them for traveling because they're easy to just put in your bag when you're going on holiday and you don't have to worry. The only other thing about this one that I find isn't really user friendly is that it's a 2-step. So you use the first step, number 1 first, then you wait 2 minutes before you apply number 2. And I ain't got time for that. Sometimes I just want to do my skincare and go. I don't have time to wait for 2 minutes. But this is good. Definitely good on holiday when you have the luxury of time. Next one that is strength wise, I would say is the Medicube Zero Pore Pads. These again are AHA, BHA, but it has panthenol, allantoin, and that is more nourishing and gentle to the skin barrier, but at the same time they're still exfoliating. I have used these every day and I haven't noticed my skin feeling any sensitive or irritation to it. So I would say these are definitely much better to use daily than these, because even for me now, I still wouldn't use these daily. This definitely you can use these daily, but like I said, everybody's skin is different, so you need to watch how your skin reacts to these. But these are decent, they're good. I like them for daily. And then this is the more gentle exfoliating pads that I have. This is Heartleaf and PHA. This is a more gentle, PHA is polyhydroxy acid, which are a more gentle form of acid that are not too severe on the skin barrier. And also the Heartleaf is quite soothing. So sometimes what I do is, once I've used this, let's say 2 days in a row, 2 to 3 days in a row, I then will do these the next couple of days and interchange or switch to these. So I kind of just switch between these. And like I said, the Dr. Dennis Gross ones, I tend to just use on holiday or when I have the luxury of time. Tonight, I'm going to use the Medicube ones. So I'll cleanse my skin, like I said, and I'm just going over. And I like these ones because they're really wet and soggy. So you really feel the solution going into the skin. I also do it over my lips. Majority, if not all of these pads, all have a smooth side and a textured part, just to give it that extra ridge, just to get into the corners, which I like to do. And then under my eyes, I use the smooth side, because you really want to be gentle under your eyes, because it's the most delicate part after the lips on your face. Okay, now I've done that, my next step is always a hydrating toner. So again, I switch it out. And also depends, actually, let me take a hydrating toner, but I also have a toner that helps with dark marks. This is also formulated with TXA. Like I mentioned, it's a tranexamic acid that these ones have. So that is going to help with the hyperpigmentation, to lighten it up. This is finished, but I do like using this after I've used the white spot is finished and I need to replenish it or find an alternative, because I'm always on the lookout for new products. And if I was to use this, I would use this a couple of times a week. Now, the main ones that I'm using, this has always been my OG. This is the Laneige Cream Skin. I absolutely love this. It's formulated with ceramides and peptides, which are fantastic ingredients for the skin. That's what helps to build the collagen and elasticity in the skin to really give it that bounce. So I love this, is an OG love. But recently, for the past, I think, a month, 2 months, I've been loving the Tier Milk Skin Toner. This is very refreshing. As it says, it has rice bran extract, chamomile, and it's really soothing on the skin, especially after I've used an exfoliating pad. I really want to be gentle with the ingredients that I use to really just nourish and soothe my skin. So even though I don't have irritation, I don't wait for irritation. I always use products that have soothing ingredients. So this one is one that I really like as well. I just put that into my face to really get in there in all that goodness, and it's also going to hydrate the skin. Now, one key thing about my skin, why it looks so glowy and so healthy and so dewy, is because I focus on hydration. Hydration is key in my skincare routine. And if you are of black skin, our skin actually is naturally quite dry. So it's important that we keep our hydration levels in our skin quite high. And when you have hydrated skin, your skin is actually able to withstand a lot of things. So irritation, skin barrier damage, things like that. If you have a healthy, moist, hydrated skin, you can actually withstand a lot of things. So even any form of irritation, your skin is able to repair itself quite quickly and then reduce the amount of dark marks and pigmentation that may be formed on your skin. So that's one key thing, because once our skin is damaged or experiences dryness, for example, when we get a spot, we naturally are going to get a dark mark. That's just the way our skin is, because the melanin in our skin rushes to the damage, to the trauma, and that becomes the post-pigmentation, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. I think we've got the word there. So that's what happens. So you really want to make sure that you keep that area really nourished, really healthy, so it can heal itself really quickly. Now, the scarring, obviously, depending on how deep the dark marks are or how much trauma is caused to that area, will really depend on how quickly the dark mark goes. Like this one, these are taking a while. They've taken a while. I'm not really using anything too strong in my routine apart from this, but I don't use it daily. I'm not using anything too strong. And one key ingredient that I don't have in my skincare routine currently is the licorice root and alpha arbutin. Those are really good ingredients to use on your skin when dealing with pigmentation. I do have the glow drops from Beauty of Joyson. This is the Glow Deep Serum Rice and alpha arbutin, but I don't think it's that strong. The Naturium do have an alpha arbutin serum, but it's sold out and I've been waiting for it for ages. I even went to Space NK today and they still didn't have it. So that is one key ingredient that I feel like I'm missing in my skincare routine, and that's what's really going to help with the dark marks. Now, after a toner, if I don't use a milk toner and I want to keep it light, or I've used an exfoliating mask such as the Shani Dardin one, it's somewhere on my page. It's one of my favorite ones. It's a triple acid mask that I use to really go in and exfoliate deeply in the skin. I would use a soothing mist. This is from Eardem. I found this one really gentle. It's calming. I forgot the ingredients in them, but it's pretty much formulated to calm irritation and any sensitivity on skin. So I really like using this one, or I would use the Alba First Spray Serum. This as well is a really nice serum if you want to use after you've cleansed your face or done your toner pads. Now, next, I don't know if I should, I don't want to complicate it and just throw some other things in there, but I will say some serums that I would use after this step is some additional hydrating serum, which is this PDRM hyaluronic acid capsule serum from Anua. This is nice just to add an additional layer of hydration, especially if my skin is feeling really dry. Again, especially if I've done a deep exfoliating mask, I always want to just give my skin an added boost of hydration, because it ain't hurt nobody. It actually does more than it does more harm, if that makes sense. And then another one is, if I'm breaking out a little, I would use the azelaic acid. This one is also formulated with hyaluronic acid, so it's really going to soothe the irritation that I have on my skin, the spots or anything like that. So this is really good to pair, especially if you break out a lot or during your cycle. This is good to add into your skincare routine after the toner, hydrating toners. Next, so those aside, now if I want to have a treatment to specifically treat my dark marks, like I said, I'm looking for the Naturium Alpha Arbutin serum to use on my skin to really manage the hyperpigmentation. If not, I do like the dark spot correcting glow serum as a maintenance. It's good to maintain, but it's just not hitting the deeper level of pigment, post-inflammatory pigmentation that I have on my skin. That's why I'm looking for something more stronger. That or something that has licorice root. But this, I do like it for maintaining general other light dark marks that I get. I find that this does really nice to help fade them. Now, another serum that I would use to exfoliate my skin is the Good Genes Glycolic Acid Treatment. This is an OG. I've been using this since like 11 years, since I was pregnant, because this is one of the only products I could use when I was pregnant. It's really good at exfoliating the skin and lifting any dark marks that you have while renewing your skin cells to just improve the cell turnover of your skin. So this is an OG. I love this. Again, this will be a treatment serum that I would do in the same step. But tonight I'm not going to use it because I'm going to use a retinol. So I will use the dark spot correcting serum. So just a couple of pumps. See, I use it a lot. And I think this is like my third one. So I really like how it feels. It's lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel too heavy. It has a nice gel texture, and it really works well with all other products in my skincare routine. It never feels sticky or tacky, and it doesn't cause any pilling. So, okay, next, after I've done that, I've pretty much done everything. If this was a daytime routine, this would be me done. I'll probably just use a moisturizer such as the Purito one, fantastic, or the Medicube one, sunscreen, and that's me for the day. Because it's night, I'm going to use a retinol. I do like the Shani Dardin one. I finished it once, so I can't use it tonight. I'm probably going to replace this one, but I have got this Face Theory one. This one actually surprised me. I typically am quite fussy with the retinols because I don't like going through the retinol uglies, because I find that it causes more hyperpigmentation on my skin. So as soon as I have any irritation from a retinol, then it's going to cause dark marks. So I actually stay away from a lot of retinols. But this one surprised me, and I haven't had any reactions. I haven't had any reactions from this whatsoever. This is a lot, by the way. You don't need to be using this much retinol. But I know I really like this. I like how it is formulated. It's non-irritating. And so far, I've been impressed by it. If you want to use a collagen mask, where is it? I don't have one here. If you want to use one of those night collagen masks, this is the time to use it. I like using them maybe once every, I would love to say every week, but it's just whenever I remember, whenever I have the luxury of time. So maybe on a Friday, or it's weekend and I haven't got much to do, and because I wanted to start early as well, because the collagen mask takes about 3 hours to dry, and if you do your skincare too late, you're kind of like lying down in bed uncomfortable because you're waiting for it to dry. So if you are going to use a collagen mask, I would always say start your routine at like 7 o'clock, so by the time it's 9-10, it's kind of sort of dry, and then you can sleep more comfortably and then take it off in the morning. This is when you'll pretty much apply it, or something like this is the Medicube Collagen Night Wrapping Mask that is pretty much everywhere. this is the step that I would use this in. And I'm saying this because I feel like that's the best way to get the best out of those collagen masks. If you just do a really basic, simple routine, you don't get the best out of the routines. I found that I've done it before where I've just cleansed my skin, used a toner, put the mask on, I've gone to bed, and then take it off. There's a glow, but it's not that great. I find like if I do a really nice routine before the collagen mask, put it on to really seal everything, in the morning, my skin is pretty much singing for the gods. It's amazing, it's bright, it's soft, and it just looks like I had a wicked sleep. So moving on, I'm going to use, I did want to use this though. I really like this as a moisturizer. So this is the Clear Dia Mucin Collagen. I actually really like this. I do find the packaging really gimmicky, but it is a collagen and peptide formulated cream. It also has glutathione and niacinamide, which are brightening ingredients that are really going to help, again, brighten the skin, leave it nice and clear and bouncy. And I like it. I just literally use, as you can see, this much. It's not sticky, it's not oily, it's really nice. And instantly, like, I feel when I use it, the next day I notice so much clarity and brightness in my skin, and I do really enjoy it. So that is pretty much me tonight. Let me know if you have any questions. Obviously, I've given you a fast track into my most used products, how I use them in my skincare routine. And yeah, I hope that was helpful. Let me know if you have any questions below. I don't know if this will be in the one part, that's not anything, but I hope you have any questions. If you do, let me know below. I didn't really go through my moisturizers because I do. Okay, so quickly before that, so in terms of moisturizers, this is the Medicube Vitamin C one. This is nice, it's lightweight, and I do like the fact that you can manipulate it to how you feel. So for example, the clear part of this is gel, and then the yellow parts are lotion, like cream. So if you want something quite light, which I do in the day, I would use the gel part. In the evening, I would scoop some with the yellow to make it really concentrated, so it's nice and more thicker, rich in terms of moisture. Another cream that I like, which is a barrier repairing cream, fantastic for anybody who has acne. I want to say eczema as well. I feel if you have eczema, you should try it. Do test it on your skin, but I do feel like this will be quite healing, but test to make sure that it works for you. But I really like this. The reason why I say that is because my son, he doesn't have eczema, but he does tend to get these rash patches that are similar to eczema. When I use this, it clears it in like 2 days. So I really feel like this might be a good shout for anybody who has eczema skin, but definitely test it first. This, I love this. And another moisturizer that I use is the Dynasty Cream. And another one, gosh, I got a lot. Another one that I like for barrier repair is the Anua Ceramide Panthenol one. Again, that ceramide, I love ceramides for my skin. So this is one that I also like. Again, I hope this was helpful. Let me know if you have any comments. Thanks for watching. Bye.